I'm friends with Jim Reaver. He's like a family friend he was like one of my dad's best friends for years and years. So he contacted me because the fire marshal came to his building, and then the city came to his building and told him he had all these code violations and stuff. And he contacted me because I'm a mechanical contractor, and so I came over and started to do some work for him to get the building up to code. And, well, it wasn't enough. They wanted like a architect to come in and give them all this information. And I told him, I'm like, well, we need to sell this building, Jim. You're in your 80s, and so I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna try to. It's got 50,000 square feet of stuff. So I contacted the American Pickers, and I sent them an email, and they got back to me, some producers from New York, and I sent them a bunch of pictures, and then the producer contacted me, and he came here, and he took some more pictures, and he did some interviews on tape, and he told us that they were going to be in this area, and if they liked what they saw, then they would contact us, and they would come and film the show. So they actually liked what they saw, and they came in September, and they showed up about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they filmed the show till about 10 o'clock at night.
Wow. So were you the one doing the bargaining then, or was it your friend, your dad's friend?
It was Jim Reaver, so that's his business. So when they came, so I really was just going to be like, not on the show. I just kind of got it all ball rolling and going. And then when they came, Mike Wolf came in, and he started talking to me, and I started explaining some of the stuff, and he's like, well, who's the one who contacted us? And I said, I wasn't. He says, well, you got to be on the show. So basically, he had Jim's wife on the show. She came, she brought him in, and then he's like, you and Jim just walk around with us. So I just was there,
Sure.
talking to Jim. But it was Jim's stuff. He's the one who negotiated the price, but I'm kind of sitting there on his shoulder the whole time, just, giving him some advice or whatever. But
so obviously you're a fan of the show.
Yeah, I like the show.
yeah, as am I. So how was that whole experience like? What was it? A little bit surreal, kind of crazy?
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was the funny thing was, so they're filming the show, and they want a dialogue. So a lot of times they have to stop and say, okay, we got to film this again because Jim is like 80 in his 80s, and sometimes they want like a little story behind something or whatever, not just a 1-2 word answer. So I got to make a TV show out of it. But some of the funny things was they would mic us up, so we got these mics on, and they'd be doing some of the show, and then I'd be walking around like with Frank and talking to them, and they'd be yelling at us to shut up because the sound guy kept hearing our voices talking, when they're trying to film the rest of the show. So, but it was an all-day experience, and it was pretty interesting, and it was a lot of fun.